What is up, guys? Fato82 proud to bring you a weekly Rust update video. If you are a gunfighter in Rust this week, you're going to notice a tighter butthole gunplay system with new hitbox detection. Clothing will no longer affect hitboxes. This means bucket helmets now are more reliable and you can use them more effectively because they won't make your hitbox for your head a larger silhouette. So things like that have been fixed. There's now a new damage model with more predictable multipliers, and the projectile weapon hit detection is going to be something that's called a best fit hit detection model, which is going to allow for more reliable results. My understanding of this is it's something like hit scan, where up close it's going to hit pretty much what's in front of it, but farther ahead it will be more of a projectile based system. That's how I understood it, at least when I read some previous information on that. If I have that wrong, guys, please make sure you go ahead and correct me in the comments. This is, as always, a community effort to get this information out here, and as always, guys, read the dev blogs because they do a much better job of explaining it. But overall, the hitboxes are much improved. Clothing and armor is going to no longer have these random spots where there's breaks between the meshes and it will deal a ridiculous amount of damage. So you're going to be able to rely more on your armor this go around in Rust. The shotgun received a bit of a nerf, but it's still a highly effective and reliable item. And this, guys, is really an overhaul for the game. What this is going to do is have a greater consistency for your PvP encounters, and it should ultimately feel more precise and predictable in terms of how you're using your weapons and how you're landing your shots. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of this new hit detection system and overall gunplay changes to Rust. Health broke a lot of hearts this week with making some changes to the large furnace. You can no longer place it in deep water. It will still go in shallow water, guys, so you can still have some use of it in shallow water, but you can't place it when it's submerged. Probably more realistic, but certainly that's a blow to a lot of Rust players, myself included, who really like those tight bomb-ass water bases with those furnaces that were a little bit underwater. But I understand the change, and it is more realistic. This week in Rust, guys, there's going to be some changes to the experience mechanics in the game. The experience went live last week in Rust, and that's something that is going to be iterated upon very much in the future. So this is just a step in that direction. But what has been changed is it's been nerfed in several ways in terms of gaining XP. So it's going to have more balance, and what you're going to notice is the max XP you can gain from any one player is going to be limited to only 6 experience points. There's no more going to be experience gained from the usage of resources. It's only going to be used from crafting an item that you will get the usage of the sharing of the experience, and the experience is going to have a diminishing effect. So the more an item is used, the more you harvest or use it for whatever purpose, it will give less and less XP over time. Eventually, there's going to be some type of a radius effect to the experience where there's a fall off at some point, so you'll not earn experience for player actions if they're all the way across the map. So you can't be a base bitch and sit in your base and just gain all this experience and get bloated with your experience and learn all the BPs for your clan. You'll have to be in somewhat of a proximity to those using your tools, and it gives you more of that mentality of being sort of a shepherd of your flock. The third-person view models in Rust, as well as the view model specifically for the crossbow, has received a lot of attention this week. You'll notice movements are more precise when using the crossbow and also when moving in the third person, so players will notice that. The crossbow overall is going to be more reliable as a result of this because it reloads more consistently at this point in time, and I think you guys will notice it will change the feel of it as well as the look of it. We saw some further progression on the bone armor, specifically with a bone helm, and this is coming closer to reality. From previous dev blogs, we saw that this will be perhaps a tiered based system where there'll be some upgrades. The shotgun is also coming closer to reality with further development being done to the stock of it, and that's something, guys, that's looking really cool. Speaking of stocks, we saw a bicycle seat, which is the first glimpse of an interchangeable stock, which could be on different weapons, and that's something, guys, that I think is really cool. Let me know in the comments what you think. That would actually reduce recoil. We saw some progression to anti-aliasing in the game, and that will be something that will make the game look more beautiful overall. Alright, guys, we're going to leave you some airfield footage here. As always, thanks so much. Peace.
Right in the dick.